about the evangelical movement, and what are the ideas that propel it?
I would say that evangelicalism in America today is second, third, fourth actual generation of fundamentalism. That's where the movement comes from. So to understand evangelicalism today, like the Christian right, people like Mike Pence and Sarah Palin and even Marjorie Taylor Greene, people like that, they are in the Christian right, dominionist kind of an idea, but they come out of the fundamentalist movement, which comes out of the late 19th century up until about the 1950s, which itself was a big reaction against liberal theology. So that's where the fundamentalist piece comes from. But in the 1930s and 40s, they realized they needed to soften their position publicly. Mm-hmm. So you had the National Association of Evangelicals, which is where that term kind of comes from in early 1940s. And since then, they've kind of shifted their public image to be less militant, but if you drill down, this is what I'm getting at, is if you drill down into evangelical doctrine, what you find at its bedrock is basically fundamentalist doctrine and fundamentalist dogma. So it's really kind of they've papered over a lot of the ugly truths that lie behind, evangelicalism.
Right. And can you give an example just of even fundamentalist doctrine, if people need to know what you're referring to?
Sure. Well, for example, the biggest debate in fundamentalism between them and the liberals was about the Bible. So the liberals were saying, well, we need to accommodate modern science and we need to incorporate modern history and archaeology. And now that we know more than they did, 2,000 years ago, and the liberals were, kind of progressive Christians of their day, the fundamentalists fought against that. And they kind of saw themselves as the defenders of orthodoxy. They were going to defend the true Orthodox historic Christian faith. And so then you go down the line of like inerrancy of Scripture, infallibility of Scripture. So they fought to maintain what they called the fundamentals, which is where the name fundamentalist comes from. They said, we need to defend the fundamentals of the faith because the liberals they're going to wash it all away and there won't be anything left. So today, even among your evangelicals, they're going to defend mostly the inerrancy of Scripture. So there's no mistakes, no errors. The Bible is authoritative. It's infallible. It's, blah, blah, blah. And that comes directly out of fundamentalism.